everybody wants to write a column. The number, I get many more people saying, I'd love to write a column, and I think, because writing a column is hell. It is every single week, you've got to come up with a column, you've got to write it, you've got to keep the voice. It's very, very difficult, and really only if it's not rare, but it is a quality, it is a talent. And so think before you venture into that, because it's very difficult, even if you got accepted. We do have a number of columns online that very rarely ever run in print. I know the general intelligence is now, oh, in print, who cares? No one reads it. Well, you try to tell a writer it's not going to be in print, it's going to be online, and you might as well tell them your dog is ugly. I mean, they will, it's a disaster. So, but those columns are read. They are not read like the columns in print. I mean, because I can really tell, because I could tell how many people read our columns online. So that's one of the problems. But if, again, know your publication, go online, look at what the columns are. Those columnists turn out. They don't stay all the time, those online columnists. So, I don't know how many of you live in IV, but we do have a column on Isla Vista, and that columnist does often change. We have a column on Goleta, that changes. Carpinteria changes. So, not every day, but probably every 6 months to a year. We have people who do Outback, the backcountry writing and near country writing and surfing, all of these various things, and they have very specific readers. There's not a ton of them, but it's all right online because we don't have to pay column inch, and we pay a flat amount for those online columns, and it's very low. So low I can't remember it. And the columns in the print are, writers that I put my money on. I mean, not that they're being paid, but I mean they are paid, but it's bread and butter and sometimes a little jam.
It's bread and butter.
But do I have a second?
Yeah.
This is a kind of there's a very famous writer in Santa Barbara called Barney Branham. He's been a reporter and a columnist most of that time for 50 years in Santa Barbara. And when there was a meltdown at our daily paper, which was an understatement, many of the writers left there. And they all were wondering whether they could work at the Independent, and we were so thrilled that Barney wanted to do that. And but I sat down to lunch with him, and I said, now, let me show you. I printed I must have seen a movie or something that did that, but I printed on a piece of paper, this is what we pay for beginning writers per word. 10 cents. This is what we pay for longtime writers. 20 cents. This is what we pay for people who had been staff writers and are now writing only occasionally. 30 cents. Okay. So I said, so I just want you to get a feeling. Now you go away, we'll have lunch next week, and you think about whether you really want to participate in this, and I'll think about what the most I can give you, Barney. So I come back, and we sit down, and I write, I'm not going to say what it is, I wrote the amount that we could pay him per year as a weekly columnist. I held it up. He said, thank God it's got a dollar sign. Jeez.